But we've got to call out hate wherever we see it.
Do you think you could have gotten your message across without using that word?
No.
Detroit branch NAACP.
And that's my point, what he just said right there. Why did he feel like he needed to use a racial slur to get his point across, that whatever bill or whatever piece of legislation that they're trying to pass is going to disproportionately affect white people, even though like white people make majority of America. So like, no shit, but why put a target on your face? So the one thing that I find that's more sad than a racist is a racist that is a coward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would almost kind of respect the game, the hustle, if you called me the N-word or call me whatever name that you want to besides a child of God, and you meant it. You know what I'm saying? 10 toes deep in that word. You look me in the face, you call me the N-word. I can be like, hey, this racist right here is like a genuine racist, an authentic racist. But one thing I truly despise is individuals who want to be racist, but then try their hardest to come up with dumb idiot excuses on like what they said wasn't really racist, or like it was some crazy tactic, and like no, just stand on your business. You know what I'm saying? Like this, you're gonna have a fan base. Next thing you know, you're gonna be on Fox News or something, or you might be, part of Trump's cabinet. You know what I'm saying? So all is not lost for you. But the story that we're gonna get into, I think it kind of branches off of JD Vance when he was having the VP debate, and he brought up, cats and dogs being eaten by Haitians in Springfield, and he knew that was a lie. Later on, he admitted it was a lie, but he flipped it to where he was like, but I wanted to bring attention to Springfield because there's some really crazy things going on, and there's no other way to bring attention to that area. And the story we're going to get into is the same excuse he used. So let's go ahead and hear it, and you tell me if it makes sense.
State Senate scandal. During a hearing on a proposed gun ban inside the Capitol building, a man uses a racial slur when talking about Detroit residents. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kimberly Gill.
And I'm Ty Steele in for Devin tonight. This pro-gun advocate claims the bill targets white people, but he went on to use offensive descriptions before being gavelled down and eventually dismissed by lawmakers. Will, walk us through how this all happened.
Ty and Kimberly, I spoke with the man at the center of this controversy. He has no remorse using the slur that many people find disgusting. He says he was trying to make a point.
13 to 34-year-old sub-Saharan African. Those are the people.
We're going to move on.
Detroiter Avi Rack.
Whoa. Hey, he just let that thing fly. And I think, is this a brother over here? Nah, I don't think so. I'm just confused. And I don't want to blame it on the whole Trump getting into power. Like, I don't want to be that closed-minded. But explain. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear no Republicans shooting this down, trying to be like, hey, this is not what we represent, yada, yada, yada. I'm not hearing that. Which, to me, almost begs a bigger question. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and continue and see his reasoning behind it.
Doubling down on his use of a racial slur targeting black people while testifying at a Michigan Senate committee hearing Thursday about legislation that would permanently ban firearms from the state capitol and legislators' offices. Racklin argues it would unfairly impact white people instead of the people responsible for gun violence in places like Detroit.
So your goal was to get attention
Absolutely. I think that anybody who wants to push a policy of any sort wants to bring attention to the issue, and that's what I sought to do here, and clearly it worked.
After using the racial slur, he was quickly admonished by Democrats and Republicans on the committee.
Did I just hear you call a group of people by some epithet?
Yes.
The term that you used is inappropriate, and it will not get you anywhere in this legislature.
I unfortunately think that this kind of rhetoric is going to be more and more prevalent going into the next year. But we've got to call out hate wherever we see it.
Do you think you could have gotten your message across without using that word?
No.
Detroit branch NAACP.
And that's my point, what he just said right there. Why did he feel like he needed to use a racial slur to get his point across, that whatever bill or whatever piece of legislation that they're trying to pass is going to disproportionately affect white people, even though like white people make majority of America. So like, no shit, but why put a target on your face? And he said it proud, but he wants to use the excuse of, I was really trying to bring attention to this issue that I had that is going to X, Y, and Z. And what a lot of these, Republican conservatives or politicians or even Trump himself, people will say, well, have you been to a Trump rally? He's always talking about, X, Y, and Z, and he's going to do this and this and this. But the headlines would be 9 times out of 10, like distracted by the crazy racist thing that he says for like 10, 15 seconds. And it kind of just eradicates everything else he said for 2-3 hours. No one's going to remember him like, oh man, he really wants to, challenge this bill or whatever. And, disproportionate. People are not going to care about that. The only thing you're going to be known for is you're the white guy who is racist because you didn't say nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe in some universe, he would have said that word and like, still probably would have got, looked at weird. But like, saying the N word with the ER at the end is never a good look. Like, you even have to pause and brace yourself if you're reading it from a book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand what's wrong with these white Republicans. Like, I don't know. It's confusing. But say something about, Jewish people. That is your ass. There's no coming back from that. So, but once again, let's see if he says anything.
President Reverend Dr. Wendell Anthony applauds the way the committee handled the incident.
They were talking about policy, banning guns that kill people. They were talking about implementing strategies that will build up life. This guy was talking about something that diminishes life.
As for how to prevent this from happening again at the state capitol, there is likely no solution. In this case, when lawmakers heard what he said, they cut him off. We are live tonight. Will Jones, Local 4.
All right, well, thank you.
That
Well,
is
both of Michigan's
crazy
Democratic
to me.
Our #1 fit for active babies.
No.
Only
Hey.
Rascal's premium
Hey.
training pants have an
What is
Ultra
going on?
Flex
Okay.
360 waistband for.
Let's just close that, okay? Anyway, let's. Once again, I am not surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like, this happened when Trump first got into office. It was a lot more hate speech out there, especially on social media. Last week, black folks in some areas were getting text messages of, working as slaves or being drafted as slaves. Like, it's not surprising, but once again, a deeper conversation can be had. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want to have that conversation, let me know and we can do it. But like, for whatever reason, when black folks get disrespected, when they, get called by the worst word, in my opinion, known to man. You know what I'm saying? Because that word carries 300 plus years of weight behind it. You call somebody that word, you're dropping a bunch on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you don't understand that, do some reading. You'll understand a lot. You know, but I mean, you know, the point is simple. You're shooting yourself in the foot if you do have a bigger message, which I don't believe. I think he wanted to go there, say some things that people obviously don't care, but he wanted to make it point and clear that black folks in that area he doesn't like, and he wanted to make that known. And like I said, you know, the right people at Fox News or one of Trump's, you know, administration people, if they see that, they're going to like that. And he might be a host on Fox News here soon enough, you know. But like always, if you guys disagree with anything that I said in this video, or you do agree, let me know in the comments down below, or hit that Discord link so we can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.